What if your worst enemy became your spouse? Sounds like a plot twist, right? Well, that's exactly what happens to Saito Hojo and Akane Sakuramori. Saito Hojo is your average high school student, except for one glaring issue: his classmate Akane Sakuramori. She's diligent, intelligent, and, to Saito, a constant source of irritation. Their interactions are filled with sharp words and glaring contests, making it clear they can't stand each other. Their story takes an unexpected turn during a school event. Years ago, when they were children, they met at a family gathering. Unbeknownst to Saito, Akane was the girl he spent time with that day. This chance encounter sets the stage for their complicated relationship. Fast forward to the present, and Saito's grandfather, Tenryu Hojo, drops a bombshell. He reveals that he once had a deep affection for Akane's grandmother, Chio Sakuramori. Due to unforeseen circumstances, they couldn't be together. Now, in their old age, they wish to fulfill their unfulfilled desires by uniting their grandchildren. The twist? Neither Saito nor Akane were consulted about this arrangement. Suddenly, Saito and Akane find themselves not just classmates, but also bound by an arranged marriage. To top it off, they're expected to live together, keeping their marital status a secret from their peers. This setup leads to a series of comedic and awkward situations as they navigate their new reality. As they adjust to their new living arrangement, moments of tension give way to unexpected camaraderie. Will their forced proximity lead to genuine affection, or will their mutual disdain persist? Episode 1 leaves us questioning what's next for this unlikely couple. Imagine being forced to live with your worst enemy. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? Well, that's the new reality for Saito Hojo and Akane Sakuramori. Fresh off their unexpected marriage, Saito and Akane are discovering that cohabitation isn't as glamorous as it seems. Their contrasting personalities lead to daily clashes, from disagreements over household chores to differing lifestyles. It's a comedy of errors as they navigate this forced partnership. Back at school, the rumors about their marriage are spreading like wildfire. Friends and classmates are buzzing, and the couple's attempts to keep their union under wraps are failing miserably. The more they try to hide it, the more conspicuous they become. Enter Himari, a classmate with a keen eye and a mischievous streak. Observing the tension, she proposes a solution. She'll pretend to be Saito's girlfriend to divert attention from the newlyweds. It's a plan that sounds simple enough, but as with everything in their lives, complications arise. What starts as a harmless ruse quickly spirals out of control. Himari's fake girlfriend act becomes more convincing than anyone anticipated, leading to jealousy, misunderstandings, and a whole lot of awkward situations. Will Saito and Akane ever find common ground, or are they doomed to a life of marital mayhem? And what about Himari's growing involvement? Will it bring them closer or drive them further apart? Episode 2 leaves us on the edge of our seats, eager to see what happens next. Imagine being forced to live with your worst enemy. For Saito Hojo and Akane Sakuramori, this isn't just a thought experiment, it's their daily reality. In this episode, titled My Wife, Saito and Akane begin to explore each other's hobbies. Saito introduces Akane to his favorite video games, while Akane shares her love for cat videos. These shared experiences start to chip away at the walls they built around themselves. Their newfound camaraderie leads them to venture out together, but keeping their marriage a secret proves challenging. A chance encounter with their classmate Himari while shopping threatens to expose their relationship. Back home, their bond strengthens as Saito cooks dinner, while Akane studies late into the night. The episode takes an emotional turn when Akane falls ill from overexertion. Saito's concern is palpable as he cares for her, showcasing a depth of feeling that surprises them both as they navigate the complexities of their secret marriage. One can't help but wonder, are these moments of tenderness the beginning of genuine affection? Episode 3 leaves us questioning whether love can truly blossom from such an unconventional start. Saito and Akane's relationship takes an unexpected turn as they begin to explore each other's interests. Akane, curious about Saito's hobbies, invites him to watch a movie, a 24-hour-long compilation of adorable cat videos. While Saito finds it a bit overwhelming, he agrees, and they end up watching a shorter version together. This shared experience brings a surprising sense of comfort between them. Encouraged by their growing camaraderie, Saito suggests they go shopping together after school. The idea of a date flusters both of them, but they proceed trying to mask their excitement. During their shopping trip, they encounter their classmate Himari, narrowly avoiding suspicion about their relationship. Despite minor setbacks, like failing to secure discounted chicken, the outing strengthens their bond. Back at home, Saito begins to notice Akane's dedication to her studies, often staying up late to prepare for exams. Concerned, he starts preparing snacks for her, offering support in his own way. One night, Akane falls ill from overexertion. Saito steps in to care for her, and in her fevered state, Akane reveals her aspiration to become a doctor, a dream hindered by financial constraints. She confesses that her grandmother promised to fund her education if she married Saito. This revelation adds depth to their relationship, as Saito gains insight into Akane's motivations and the sacrifices she's making. As they navigate these new dynamics, the line between obligation and genuine affection begins to blur, leaving both Saito and Akane and us wondering what the future holds for their unconventional marriage. Himari's unexpected confession to Akane that she has feelings for Saito throws Akane into a whirlwind of emotions. Despite her own complicated relationship with Saito, Akane agrees to help Himari by sharing insights into Saito's preferences and habits. As Akane observes Saito more closely to assist Himari, she becomes increasingly aware of her own growing feelings for him. The situation becomes more tangled when Himari visits Akane's home, unaware that Saito lives there. Saito scrambles to hide, leading to a series of comedic close calls. During the visit, Himari expresses her intention to ask Saito out on a date, leaving Akane conflicted. She begins to question her own emotions and the nature of her relationship with Saito. This episode delves into the complexities of love and jealousy as Akane grapples with her feelings while trying to support Himari. The lines between friendship and romance blur, setting the stage for further emotional developments in their intertwined relationships. Saito never imagined that a simple phone call could flip his entire evening upside down. Akane's mom is suddenly visiting, and she's only minutes away. Panic sets in. Their room is a mess, dinner isn't ready, and worst of all, their fake married life needs to look completely real. In a chaotic frenzy, Saito and Akane scramble to clean, stage a romantic atmosphere, and pretend like they've always been the perfect couple. But the pressure doesn't stop there. Akane's mom walks in with a warm smile and sharp eyes. She's sweet, but she's clearly suspicious. Every question feels like a test. How do you divide chores? What do you love most about each other? Saito nervously stumbles through answers, while Akane smoothly plays along, and for a moment, they actually start to look like a real couple. Laughing together, sharing inside jokes, finishing each other's sentences, it's almost too natural. Then comes dinner. Saito, clueless in the kitchen, desperately tries to cook while Akane distracts her mom. The result? A slightly burned meal and a lot of awkward smiles. But something unexpected happens. Her mom softens, touched by Saito's effort. She even praises their bond, calling it unusual but kind of beautiful. After she leaves, the couple finally breathes. But what lingers isn't just relief, it's the feeling of something changing between them. For the first time, pretending felt real, and that scares them both. Because if they're no longer acting, what does that mean for everything they've been telling themselves? Something's definitely shifting, and neither of them is ready to admit it just yet. Saito thought his day would be normal, until Akane dragged him out for a casual stroll. But this isn't just any walk. She wants to buy matching couple items. Yes, matching. Rings, mugs, even keychains. For a fake relationship, it's starting to feel very real. Saito's caught off guard. Why is she so into this? Is this part of the act or something more? They bicker like usual, teasing each other about designs and prices. But there's an odd tension in the air. When Akane casually slides a ring onto his finger and smiles, Saito's heart skips a beat. It shouldn't matter. It's just pretend. But something about the moment feels too genuine to ignore. He stares at the ring long after she's looked away. Later, they head to a cafe to rest, and suddenly Akane gets a message. Her childhood friend Ryuji is in town and wants to meet. Saito brushes it off, pretending not to care, but inside, jealousy creeps in. Why does it bother him so much? Is it because she's meeting another guy? Or because it's not him she's excited about? Back home, the tension lingers. Saito finds himself staring at the ring again, wondering why it doesn't feel like just a prop. Akane notices too, watching him from across the room with a strange look in her eyes. They're supposed to be faking all of this. But if that's true, why do their hearts feel anything but fake? Lines continue to blur, and feelings they were never supposed to have are getting harder to ignore. Akane comes home beaming. Her childhood friend Ryuji is back in town, and she's invited him over. Saito's stomach twists. Why does hearing that name annoy him so much? He tries to act indifferent, brushing it off with a joke, but inside he's fuming. And when Ryuji actually shows up, Saito quickly realizes this guy is everything he's not. Confident, charming, and way too friendly with Akane. Ryuji laughs easily with Akane, teases her with inside jokes, and even brings her a small gift from their childhood. Saito watches from the side, trying to keep his cool, but jealousy is written all over his face. He's not just the fake husband anymore. He feels like the third wheel. To make things worse, Ryuji pulls Saito aside and jokingly says, "Take care of her for me, all right?" That hits harder than expected. Why does Saito suddenly feel so protective? Why does it matter that someone else knows Akane better than he does? After Ryuji leaves, the room feels heavier. Saito finally blurts out, "So, were you two close?" Akane raises an eyebrow, clearly amused, but also slightly surprised by his tone. She brushes it off, saying they were just childhood friends, but Saito isn't convinced. And Akane? She notices the shift too, the way Saito looked at Ryuji, the way he looked at her. Something's changed. Neither of them says it out loud, but the truth is loud enough on its own. Pretending to be married isn't as simple anymore. Not when real feelings are starting to get in the way. Saito can't stop thinking about Ryuji. He tells himself it's not a big deal, but every time Akane smiles at her phone, he wonders if she's texting him. The thought eats away at him. And when Akane suddenly cancels dinner plans to catch up with an old friend, it only adds fuel to the fire. He tries to distract himself, studying, gaming, even cleaning, but nothing works. His mind keeps drifting back to her. Is she laughing with Ryuji right now? Is she happier with him? For the first time, Saito feels insecure. Later that night, Akane comes home, tired but cheerful. She casually mentions how Ryuji asked a lot about her marriage. Saito stiffens. "What did you say?" he asks. Akane shrugs, brushing it off, but her expression is harder to read. She's quiet for a moment, then softly says, "He told me I've changed, and honestly, I think he's right." That line hits Saito like a truck. He wants to ask what changed, but he's scared of the answer. Instead, he plays it cool, but his voice is shakier than usual. In a good way, she just nods. The next day at school, things feel awkward. Everyone's buzzing about an upcoming couples event, a school-wide game where married pairs have to work together in challenges. Akane signs them up without asking. Saito is surprised, but she smiles and says, "Let's show them we're the best couple." And suddenly, he realizes something. He wants to be, not just in front of others, but for real. The lines between fake and real aren't just blurred anymore. They're almost gone, and it terrifies him. Akane falls sick. It starts with a small cough, but by evening, she's burning up in bed, barely able to sit up. Saito panics. He's never taken care of anyone like this before, but something about seeing her so weak makes his chest ache. He rushes to cook porridge, burns it, remakes it, then gently feeds her each bite. She tries to tease him with a weak smile, but even that takes effort. That night, he sits beside her, wiping her forehead and watching her sleep. His heart is louder than ever. This isn't just concern. He cares deeply, too deeply to pretend anymore. In a half-asleep whisper, Akane murmurs, "I'm glad. You're the one I married." Saito freezes. She drifts off before he can respond. But that single sentence plays on a loop in his head. And just like that, something between them quietly breaks and begins again.
Akane wakes up the next morning, her fever broken, but the air between her and Saito feels different. There's an unspoken shift, a change neither of them is ready to talk about. She smiles weakly, thanking him for taking care of her, but Saito doesn't miss the way her eyes linger on him, soft, almost searching. That night, Saito stays late working on school projects, but he can't focus. Every time he glances over, Akane is staring at him, her expression unreadable. Finally, she breaks the silence. "Why do you do so much for me? We're just pretending, right?" His heart skips. The question cuts deeper than he expects. He wants to tell her it's because he's falling for her, but he can't. Not yet. So he just shrugs and says, "I guess. I don't mind pretending for you." Akane's gaze softens. Yeah, me neither. It's not the confession he wanted, but somehow, it's enough.
In the end, Saito and Akane realize that their fake marriage has become something real. The lines between acting and feelings have blurred, and neither of them wants to pretend anymore. Saito takes Akane's hand, and without saying much, they both understand. No grand confessions are needed. They've built something genuine. Together, they step into a future that's no longer based on pretense, but on a bond that's truly theirs.